little late in the day, but I could stay a little longer today. Okay, so I think it's working now. Let me know.
I'm not seeing, I'm just seeing the same chat. Let me see what.
Should be working.
I'm not seeing it, Lennox. You want me to sign off and then back on?
No, I'm talking on YouTube, right?
Oh, I have my YouTube muted at this point because it gets it's difficult when I have both of them going.
I can see it working, so it should be working on YouTube now.
I'm simply seeing the chat on there. Let me
Still?
see if I.
I think it should be operational.
Well, my default view comes up as the chat mode. I mean, I'm seeing you on the Teams, but not on here. Huh, what the heck? Okay, price failed to break above the high, and we have an aggressive down candle currently. 1 minute candle is current, and now is second down candle heading towards the bottom. And it has not broken out yet. It hasn't gone below VWAP line. No, I'm not seeing any change yet, Lennox.
Really? Interesting.
So should I just try signing off and back on to see if that makes it?
I'm not sure what to say.
Yeah, okay, well, let me just try that. Easy enough to do.
It does say it is streaming.
Nope. I'm back to the chat mode.
Really?
I signed off and back on as the chat mode. Now, what I don't know is if I didn't check the URL to see if it's the exact same one that I had before, you know?
It might have changed, so let's see if I can test it. Don't know if I can or not. I'll give it a shot.
Let me see what happens if I go.
Go back. Whoops.
Oh, this is interesting. When I typed into on my phone to get to you, I'm not. it's not showing up the 22nd. Oh, wait a minute.
I restarted it, so
21st, I mean.
okay. So
I'm only showing the 19th, Lennox, not the 20th.
it looks like it's live. So I'll let it be. All right, it looks like it's working. So for me, from my end, I can see it. So
Okay.
all right.
I'm just trying to catch it on my phone, and I'm not even getting the 20th on my phone.
Yeah, I can see it. Just if you just go to YouTube Live, it's there working. So I'm going
Let
to
me
go
try
with
on another computer.
I'm going to go with that it is working. All right. And I'm wasted enough time on that. That's for sure. Okay, so my apologies, everyone. That's just not so great here this morning. Finicky system here. Trying to get all that stuff in the background working for YouTube. Okay, so we're just still sideways. Amazing. All this
Oh
time.
yeah, we haven't
So
moved out of that mode at all.
so we did go up quite a bit. We did not take out this high in
We
here.
didn't take right.
I'm on the hourly. I was looking for them to possibly take out that high. They did take out this high, first one, and now we're getting rejection coming back in. So at the top of the hour, which is in 11 minutes, it's going to really depend on where this closes here. This current candle closes on the hourly. So similar to what I was looking at when we first started, the closure of the candles is very important. So we got another 10 minutes on the current 15-minute candle. So if we close above this high, then it is likely that we would continue pushing to the upside. If we cannot close above this high, then it's a possibility that we could get a pullback. But right now we're just in a sideways mode here. So we were looking for a retrace of this move, but I thought maybe we'd go across this high first and then come back in. But so far we have not done that. So just to recap what transpired for anyone who wasn't here at the beginning. So when just before the market opened, we came on and looking at this setup here, and because I had a 1, 2, 3 at this point, we are the 1, 2, 3 traders. This is our 1, our 2, and our 3 points, and this is the high, the low, and the high. We had a move down. And then we created another 1, 2, 3 at this point. So this looked like a possibility that we could fall through first before we got another 1, 2, 3 to go up. However, they turned it right around at this point to the upside. And reason being on the 15-minute time frame at that point. Let me go back over to it here. I was looking at the current 15-minute candle at the time and looking for it to see where it would close, but I did not look back on it when the market opened, and we had closed inside of the previous 15-minute candle. So that would give us a 1, 2, 3 that should go up instead of me looking for it to drop. And so we missed this move because of that little oversight. So
Lennox, I looked on another system I have, and I can see you on YouTube.
you can?
I can, yes.
Okay. Yes, because I did set it up again and it seems to be working from, I could see it as well. Okay, so that's great. All right, so that 1, 2, 3 bottom here, I'm on the 1 minute time frame. It's given us this big, huge move to the upside, and now it's putting us into this chop. And so the likely scenario is that we would go up and take everybody out, take out this high as well, and then we would be looking for a retrace. So that will be the likely scenario. We could, of course, we still have 8 minutes. They could come down first and sweep everybody out and then go up. So we'll see what they do here in the next 8 minutes. So we haven't really had a sweep of this guy here yet. We've swept everybody else out. So this is kind of how it's going to make this a little bigger.
Sorry for interrupting. I've got to leave now.
Okay. Thanks, George. Take care. Okay, who else is with me today here? Anybody still with me? If Martin is there. You don't see Peter is there. It's very quiet.
Present.
No, there you go. I thought that Armin was with us. He's not. And Marquise is not with us. I guess Marquis might be on YouTube watching this. Okay. So, yeah, that was a nasty YouTube problem there. Not sure what was going on. I had to restart everything. So we're in this sideways funk. We've swept everybody out down here with this wick. This has created a 1, 2, 3 here. So are we going to just go straight up, take out this high, or do we pull back one more time to take out this low? And time's coming down. We've got 6 minutes left, so they have to make a move if they're going to do it before the hour is up here. So we'll see. But this is tough trading in here, that's for sure. Not much going on. Got a gap in here. We could see a drop into the gap before we go. But this is a tough area here, Martin. Not much going on in the market there. S&P. And, oh, look at the S&P. What a difference, eh? Isn't that interesting? See how the S&P, the angle of attack is this way. And then on the NAS, the angle of attack is straight across. Isn't that interesting? It's actually the exact same pattern, just one is straight across and one is down. So if I go back to the S&P, come on, S&P, there you go. It's the same pattern. We're chopping it, but they've done it this way. So it's quite interesting. So we get this move down. So this would be our A, our B, our C, our D, our E. So you see how E has taken out C, C has taken out A. So B and D are still safe. There's still liquidity sitting here and here and here. So there's no liquidity except for E at this point. This is a C. This is a C. So there's no liquidity sitting anywhere here because these guys have been taken out. And only E has liquidity. So the likely trajectory is for them to go up and take out these guys. And so they've taken D out now. So D is gone. So D is no longer. So it's only B left. And then this guy here, which is kind of a part of this whole. So very interesting how they did it here on the S&P. And in comparison, we look at NAS again. The NAS is just sideways, but it's the same ABCDE pattern. Look at the difference now. The NAS has really taken off without dropping back into the gap. So very interesting. So there's a smaller gap here. They dropped into that one only. They didn't come down into the bigger gap, and then they took off. So very sneaky stuff here. And the difference between the S&P and the NAS is quite interesting. If it's the same pattern. In this case, they swept everybody here, but left this one alone. And this one, these two are left alone. These guys are all taken out. This guy's gone now. So on the S&P, this one's probably not taken as yet. Let's go back to S&P and look. Yeah, we're a long way away from that on the S&P, so we could get some divergence here based on that. That's a possibility that this is not, they're not able to take this high on the S&P. It's a possibility. While on the NAS, we're taking it no problem because of the difference in the structure here. So how high up do we go? Taking that high, there's another high here. We're taking that second high. Let's go to the hourly. So we could go and take this next swing high right here. Did you see what's going on, Martin, at all? Do you kind of see the bigger picture of what's going on?
I'm so puzzled by the NAS as of now. I'm trying to get a grasp of gold. It's less jittery.
They left the NAS for gold. Okay, no problem. So I kind of see what the bigger picture is here. They've got a 1, 2, 3, 4. So the trajectory is to take out the highs up here. So yeah. If we could get a ride, you still have room to go up to take this high. That's the likely scenario. So it's a very strong market, just that we went through a bit of a lull there for quite a while. So interesting gold, eh? Let's see what gold is doing that's catching your fancy here. So go to the hourly. So we're in a kind of a downward mode on gold right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been shorting it the whole morning.
So big drop there. And now we're consolidating again. So it looks like we're consolidating the drop again. Because I have a 1, 2, 3. I have a large 1, 2, 3. Then I have another 1, 2, 3, and then we drop. So it would be a likely scenario that we would come back down one more time. Yeah. That's a possibility there. That would be my take on it at that point. Let me see how it looks on the 4-hour. So you can see we're very much in a fourth wave on the 4-hour. So
yeah, and it's come into a fair value gap on the 4-hour. So there was a nice move up the last days.
Yeah,
And now it just helps us.
There's a large fair value gap here. So that's the one you're referring to?
Yeah, or the whole thing to the left on the 4-hour.
Yeah,
okay.
This is the 4-hour.
Yeah. I was thinking of yesterday. So yesterday it went to the very the next to the leftmost candle, that was a magnet.
Yeah,
on
and
your
we have an inside bar formation right now, so this could go either direction, and likely the direction, of course, is to the upside in the longer term, because we have a 1, 2, 3 down here, so we're just chopping in here, so we're looking to go to the upside.
Yeah.
They did touch into the gap at that point, so we're just kind of chopping right now. So if I go back down to the hourly, yeah, kind of very choppy. So again, with possibility that we could come back down one more time, and then we go. That's certainly a possibility there. It's also we've taken out that low, or very close to, come back in. So this is looking pretty strong here, that they could just go from here, because we've already touched in here. It is possible that that's as much as they'll do, and then they'll just continue up. So it's very iffy, and that's what they make it that way in this kind of area. They make it iffy so that you don't know which way they're going to go, right?
Mm.
So based on structure, it's looking like we should be one more time coming back in, but based on candles, it's saying it's a possibility that we could just go, but that's where you have to be really careful. So on the 15 here, yeah, it's very choppy, very very messy. We could chop in this area for quite a while. Never mind. Right? Yeah, it's a tough one here with gold to discern. My take, because I have a 1-2-1-2, this drop, I would be expecting another drop. So
yeah,
tread carefully, anyways, in that area.
That is what the 15 minute might suggest too, isn't it?
Yeah, that was the 15. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so there's the NAS going up to attack the highs. So that was quite a nice move out, taking out that high. So I'm going to take a look at S&P again, and S&P is struggling to get up there. See, so we're getting that divergence at this point. Quite interesting. So S&P looks like it cannot make it up to that high. Did we take out this one? Yes, we took out this high. It cannot. It doesn't seem to have enough oomph to get up to the high, whereas the NAS was easy pickings taking that high out. Yeah, so this is one of those mornings where technical difficulties and missing the first move in the morning, so not much opportunity for a trade, but that's okay. You don't have to be trading all the time. Let's see, Bitcoin. Bitcoin has just been in a tear as well since the open. Beautiful move on Bitcoin. So it looks like we're coming very close to the all-time highs here on Bitcoin. Yes. Mm-hmm. And I think we actually took the all-time highs. 109,358.01, 109,469. Oh yeah, we're in all-time highs on Bitcoin. Never been at this level before. So I was calling this out from way back here in August, in September, October, when we got the 1, 2, 3, after we came through this fourth wave. When we get this move, and we're looking for this move to the upside, we get that move, then we chop up and down in here, back down into this gap, and then we're looking for, I was calling for new all-time highs for Bitcoin to break the previous highs, and here we've done it today on the 21st day of May. So it took a while, but this is a key day in May for Bitcoin. So that's the trajectory based on our structure. And again, this is our structure. Once we get this, our 1, 2, 3 at this point, we're looking for that move to this point here, and then we are expecting a retrace and expecting to take out this high again. So this is what's happened. Got the move up, drop back, and at this point here, we're expecting a move back up to take out the high, and that's what we got. Now we're taking out the high. So this is just perfect. So where would we go next now? Because we've got this move, we would expect a possible retrace and a continuation. So that could be the next thing. So we could get, of course, euphoria breaking to new highs, but we could also pull back. Could even take out this low again. That's possible, which I wouldn't want to see. That would be nasty, but it's possible. And then we could continue back up again, something like that. Don't really want to see them take this low again. That's a long way down. We're back down to 75,000 area. So it's not so good. Of course, it'd be just nice if we just continued going without even, maybe just a short pullback and a continuation. That would be good as well. So that's on the weekly. I'm just going to go to the monthly time frame. And yeah, it looks pretty good here that we break that high. We could just continue streaming without getting that. We don't want to see a major pullback at all. So small blip continuation would be best. So my target now is, and I've got it all marked already, is to go to 1.618, which takes us up to 180,000. So 180,000 nice. Bitcoin is where I'm heading.
Yeah.
You heard it here first on May 21st. All right, so that's Bitcoin. Quite interesting. So the NAS is also similar to Bitcoin. We've got to break to new highs, and that's where they're heading right now. You can see it on the monthly time frame. We've broken above the previous monthly candles high. We're pushing up quite nicely. So the only target we have is the previous highs now. So we're in a good mode here to potentially take out the previous highs by month's end. Possibility here. So it's looking very strong on the NAS there. Let's just see the S&P in comparison. Yeah, similar. So we're heading for those highs. So quite neat here. So go back to the weekly. And we're pushing up to take out the highs. So at this point here, we have a 1, 2, 3 bottom on the weekly. And we're in a third wave pushing to take out the highs. And on the daily, that's where we are. We're pushing to take out the highs. So it's still holding on all the time frames. We're still in a very strong move. We're trying to break out to new highs here. 1 hour. Yeah. Looking to continue going. Take out those highs. So I'm going to mark these highs because that's our first low hanging fruit objective. very strong move here. Tesla's still bogged down here. Wow. So Peter, I don't know if you're there. What's going on with Tesla today? It did break that low just by a tick or two. They're trying hard to push back to the upside. Mr. Bain not with us? Not talking to us this morning? He's muted. So you chose a tough one there, Martin, with gold.
Yeah, it's really changing direction quite often at this time.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any plays here at all. That's worthwhile. This would have been a play in here, in the coming out of this mess here. It was much easier on the S&P to see this movement and to get out of it. You can see how clear you see the difference with the S&P. How clearly it's once we break this level, sweep that low, we get this beautiful 1-2 here. So that's much nicer, cleaner on the S&P in comparison to the NAS, because the NAS was just straight across. So when it's straight across, it's tougher to know when you're leaving. So I was playing last night in my account here. I was playing Bitcoin, and let me just go up here. Bitcoin and NAS, lots of NAS, mostly NAS. I haven't had a loss in a while.
Nice.
And some nice wins. 8,000,
Nice.
8,000. But yeah, just it was really nice setup on the NAS through before London Open last night. I was in bed by London Open, which is right here. So we were in a downward mode. So I was just catching these moves down before London Open last night. Yeah, let me show that again, because I'm just going to see where my last loss was. I think my last loss was just before this one here. Yeah, a very small loss there, $400. A stop out, and after that, it was all just wins. Pretty nice. So no play this morning, and we've got a huge 1, 2, 3 here, and we're in the third wave. So looking very strong. So it looks like they're just going to go straight to the high, and at this point we could get this kind of stuff here, and we'd be looking for a continuation out, just similar to what happened right in here. That seems to be the likely trajectory here. S&P's got a long way to go to get there. Bitcoin. Bitcoin, beautiful move on Bitcoin. They're taking out the high here. And we could get a little bit of rejection here now that we've taken that high, of course. So that's to be expected. So there is the move. Get a nice 1, 2, 3 here. Straight up. So now we could mess around in here for a while before we continue again. So they can pull this back down quite a bit. So no plays. Big hourly gap here. So we could see a pull back into that hourly gap. I mean, yeah, we could see a pull back into this hourly gap and then a continuation. Whoops. Testing my to lock this guy. That would have been a possible sell here, but it's really tough to sell here because we don't know how far down they're going to come. Yes, they could come back into the gap, but you take a risk selling up here. We did have a change of character, retrace. So we could come back down to this level, take out this low, push down into the middle of the hourly gap, and then we could make a move back to the upside. That's a possible scenario there. Bitcoin. So it is May 21st, Wednesday. We are live, New York session. It is now 11:21 Eastern time. So it's 7:21 for you, Martin?
No, it's 17:21, so 5 p.m. 21.
Oh, it's 5. Okay, so you're only, you are 6 hours ahead, yes.
Yeah, to Eastern time always, except
Yes.
they have a slightly different switch over to daylight savings time. So I'm always going wrong there for about a week.
So how are you doing now? How are you feeling now?
I'm
physically?
clearing my sinuses, lots of goo and stuff coming out there, but I'm breathing better now through my
That's good.
nose. I'm recuperating. It's a
Yeah.
rather tepid pace, but it was well worth the try.
That's good. Glad to hear.
And the funny part is, with all that downtime I've acquired now, I'm getting more and more partial to dedicate more time to trading than to
That's great.
the other thing. So I might just relocate to beautiful British Columbia. But your time, your schedule is really tough. I guess. I mean,
Yes.
I couldn't even imagine getting up that early and being vivid and bright as you are.
Yeah, it's brutal having to get up for, before 6 o'clock.
Well, come on, let's set you up in Greece. They are even 1 hour in advance to Central Europe. So that maybe that is a very temptation for me. As soon as I get a better grasp on trading, I would maybe relocate 1 hour
Move over to Greece. Yeah.
to the east. Yeah. So
Yeah.
and you ventilated that idea in reference to your daughter first.
Yes.
I didn't think of it before.
Well, I was so used to it over the, since the mid 90s when I started trading and just trading in the options market. I was always up before 6 o'clock to catch the 6:30 open, the 9:30 open Eastern, of course, 6:30 at my time. But at the time I was also working full time, so I would catch the 6:30 open, and I'd have to be leaving for work by 7, there about 7:15 or so to get to work for 8 o'clock type of thing.
What a brutal schedule. How many hours of sleep did you acquire?
Not much, because I was also busy writing programs and things like that. So I had my own business at work, and I went into work as well full time. So
yeah,
I was online in the evenings programming away like a madman, and then checking the charts to see what's setting up for the morning and making decisions to play. But I was playing the options game, which was a lot different than what I'm doing now here on the 1 minute charts. With the options, it was primarily off using the daily 4-hour hourly charts to make decisions, and then I never went below the hourly chart, really. So
and there wasn't really a stop loss. You just took a 1 week at the most. Oh no, your options.
It was only monthly contracts.
Oh, sure. Yeah. So you needed a stop loss there too, or did you just?
I never used stop losses. I just basically I would let's say I was looking. Let me just go to one of the stocks. Let's say we were looking at Nvidia, for instance, and that would be on the hourly or even the daily, sort of daily. So I would see, I would have a month now let's say, well, usually at the third Friday in each month is the expiration day, right?
Yeah.
So the third Friday would be coming up. We had lots of Fridays this month. That's interesting. May has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Fridays.
Cool.
This year. That's quite interesting. So the third Friday has already passed, which was the 16th. So we'll be into a new month now, and we'd be going till the third Friday in June. So say I decided, okay, after the 16th, which is now we're in the week where I'll be looking for a new trade for next month, I would look to get into a trade from the 19th, say, of May. And I know what I have till the third Friday in June to get out of that position. So in this case, I would look at the chart on the daily and say, okay, I see that there's room here to go up, to take out those highs. However, I'm in a fourth wave, so this is a tough one because you're in a fourth wave. So I don't want to be in fourth waves. I want to be down here, catching a move here to go up. that's the better. So I'm always looking for my 1, 2, 3 and getting in here to go up to take out that or go even higher to the next target. That's the goal. So when I see this, I wouldn't be playing NVIDIA at this point, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So let's see if let's find something else. What's another? Okay, here's MicroStrategy. Let's see that one. MicroStrategy, that's a better setup because I can see that we had a pullback. So at this point, I had a pullback. So now I'd be looking, okay, let's see if I can get a 1, 2, 3, maybe on the lower time frame to catch that move, right? And so then I would go down to 4 hour. Go down to 4 hour. There's my 1, 2, 3. So I can see it better on the 1 hour. Boom, there it is. So that would be my play. So I would say, okay, there's my 1, 2, 3. There's my pullback. And so on the 19th, which is the day I would be looking to trade because the 16th was the last Friday. And then I'd be looking to trade again, started on Monday, the trade. I would see that setup and say, okay, I'm going to jump in and I'm going to go in and my target would be, high up here or something like that, or even higher because I've got a month. But the whole key to it is, yes, you have a month, of time, right? 1 month, you start off here and you end 30 days, 30, 31 days or whatever. But you don't want to hang in here for the whole month because your option
theta
will start to decay. So it kind of drops off real quick.
Yeah.
So you want to just try to get out as quickly as possible, So this would
so nowadays, so today with these shorter timed options, you would take a 1 day to expiry, or what would you choose nowadays?
Like now, ideally, and I think the best options play now is to get in on Thursday or Friday and catch that move because the options are super inexpensive and you can get explosive moves in these stocks and you can make a lot of money.
Let's do that and let's have a look at these Thursday. Just one option or two. We needn't spend a lot of time, but I really was enamored with the approach you took some 2 years ago.
Yes, when we were looking at it back then, Well, one of the best things to play, of course, is like the SPY.
Okay, sure.
That's a good one. So if you looked at the SPY or the Qs are good. Or remember, I used to play IWM all the time as well. IWM. So they're all basically. So you can see we're in a fourth wave here on the hourly. So it's tough playing these guys right now because you're in a fourth wave. So the key is not to be in fourth waves when you're playing options, because you get into the option and if you don't get out, then you're toast, right? So we're chopping up and down. So we want a move that's going to take us out of here, ideally, but. You're in a chop, so it's not a good one to play at this moment.
So Thursday, Friday, you would look at the SPY, IWM, and
So if I was looking at IWM, for instance,
1 hour time frame.
Let's go back to the SPY. And back then, there was no. I don't remember if the SPY was there, but the Qs were there for sure. And I used to play the OEX a lot. That's I don't even know if they have OEX. I think it's still there. Let me just see if OEX is still there. I think it's still available. OEX, S&P 100. So there's an S&P 100 index, the OEX.
OEX.
So I used to play that one. So you can see they're all basically the same pattern, anyways, right? So this is an index of 100 instead of the S&P 500. So I just played that with the options quite a bit at a time. So it was quite interesting. So on today's Wednesday, so let's say this was a Friday or Thursday evening, Thursday evening, I'd be kind of checking the charts and I'd see a setup. This is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for our 1, 2, 3, right?
Yeah.
And this is very pronounced. So if I can see a setup like this, so on Friday morning, as soon as the market opens, because of course I can't play on Thursday unless you catch this on Thursday before the market closes. You can jump into this position,
Yeah.
That's the ideal. If you can catch it on Thursday before market closes and jump in your option play, and then you say, okay, I'm buying the, we're here 2740. I'm going to buy the, the 2770 calls. So I'd buy that one, something like that, 2760 calls. And then
so always out of the money to make it cheap.
Yeah, a little bit out of the money, but not too far away.
Okay.
Because you don't want it to be, although if you feel that you're going to get a big jump, because this is a big 1, 2, 3, so I'm expecting a big move. So yeah, you could buy it a little further away, because the further away you buy it, the less expensive it is, and then the more explosive
then it takes a lot of time
is your money. Is your profit.
Well, you have just one day to get into the money again. So
yes, so I'm buying it for expiration day. And so say I bought it, let's just say, for instance, just argument's sake, it was $10 per contract. $10 per contract when you buy it, and then all of a sudden you get this pop on Friday morning. This thing is probably worth $100 per contract or more now, right?
Yeah.
And it can be a huge explosion in price. This is where the big money really is. You get big, huge movements, big, huge explosion in option prices. And yeah, so I would always buy 10 contracts at the time. So I'd buy 10 contracts. So,
1,000 shares.
10 of those is a pretty good price, $100, right?
Yeah.
And then you can make a lot of money real quickly. You can see how that can explode. So yeah, I used to have some really beautiful days doing that.
Yeah, my options account is just a minuscule amount, so they would hit me with that day trader pattern rule. So I would just be allowed to do 1 or max 2 of these trades a week. So it would be perfectly a perfect match for me to do that Thursday evening or Friday morning, and then stay off a whole week.
Mm-hmm. Well, the expiration day is dangerous, because if you get in and it doesn't move, then you're going to lose your investment. But imagine just if you jump in for $10 per contract, and it even if you went to $20, you're doubling your money, right?
Yeah.
So never mind 10 times the amount. And this, when I say 10 times, sometimes this can be huge amounts. So sometimes I can buy the contracts for like $1 each, or say $2 each. And this can explode to be $100. So you see, so your percentage gain can be huge. It's amazing what can occur on expiration day. But a lot of people don't understand this, and so yeah, if you buy at the beginning of the week, say this was on the Monday, we decided to buy this on Monday, and I did the same contract, and I'm getting it, and it was $10. First of all, it wouldn't be $10 here now. It would probably be more like $100 per contract, because I have 5 days to expiration, right? So that's the difference. Because I have 5 days to go, the option price is going to be higher. So when I only have 1 day to go, then the option price is going to be much reduced. So that's why you can get it for $10 or even less than that. So that's the difference. So if I buy for 100 here, and it explodes up on Tuesday morning to that level, yes, I can make maybe, this might be worth $300 or something, $400, maybe even $500 or something. But you're not making that big explosive gain like you would if you bought it on expiration day. You see?
And you're slapped with a chart to check every day a couple of times.
Yes, I mean, if you just decided on Tuesday and it popped on Tuesday and you decided to get out there, that's not bad. You double, triple your money, but you can see the huge difference on Friday if you bought it and it was cheaper, and you quadrupled 10 times, 15 times, 100, sometimes 1,000 times what you put. It's amazing. People don't even believe it, but it's simply astounding the amount of money you can make. Yeah. I'd make I'd go to work, and I'd made my whole month's salary in less than half an hour.
puts a smile on your face at work.
Yeah. So that was the world of options. I mean, I miss it a lot because I don't trade it as often as I'd like to anymore. But
Maybe we find the opportunity to check on Thursdays or Fridays.
yeah, and we certainly could do that.
Just one or two, and then we'll resort to
certainly could
trading the minute chart again.
I'm never adverse to that. Never adverse to that. Okay, so NAS is pulling back a little bit, S&P pulling back a little bit there. So Bitcoin, see the pullback on Bitcoin. So like I said, this could have been a buy here, or sell here, sorry, to come down and to come back down, take out these lows. And it's a tough one, but workable because we did sweep and we get the pullback in. So now we get another 1, 2, 3, and then we come down. So that it's tough to play in the fourth wave, but you can do it, and yeah, you could make that move. So now, because we pulled back down, swept everybody out, we could look for a 1, 2, 3 down here now to take us back up. But you know what I was just showing you there, if I go back, I don't remember what the last one I was on. I think it was IWM. I'm not mistaken. And I was on the hourly. Is that the one I was on? I think so. Something like that. I can't remember which one I was on, but those 1, 2, 3s on the hourly time frame were just beautiful, eh?
Yeah.
You see them quite pronounced. You know, that's just really, really nice. That's our 1, 2, 3. That's the system. That's the really, really powerful stuff. My first ever options, I think I've told you guys before, my first ever options play was on Microsoft.
Yeah.
And yes, and it was a similar setup on the hourly. I saw they were given their earnings, and I saw that setup, and I saw the big 1, 2, 3, and everything looked good. So I bought the option the night before before the earnings announcement. So just before the close of the market, I jumped in. It cost me $3.50 per contract, which is 350 US. That's so 350 US. And the next morning, Microsoft was up here, like so they had great earnings. And they were up here, and this contract was worth $1,500.
Okay.
And that was midweek. That was like a Tuesday or a Wednesday, something like that. And I sold it immediately. I got out, $350 to $1,500. I'm like, what? This is real? Well, I had to call the broker to double check. Did I sell that? Is it in my account? That money? Yep. Are you kidding me? And so I sold. I should not have sold it though. Because by Friday, because I'm in the money, right? I'm in the money, and it's a great earnings. By Friday, this thing was worth over $5,000. So I sold out quick. I didn't know that, like I'm thinking, yeah, okay, get out quick, if I'd hung on for another couple of days, it would have been huge. But no greed, take the money and run, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was it. That was interesting. So I was hooked once I saw that it was real, because I'd read about it and practiced, and from months and months, maybe 3 to 6 months, I was practicing and learning all about how to do it, and then finally decided to pull the trigger, and it worked. So if it hadn't worked, I don't know what would have happened. Might have been a different story now. So interesting. All right, I'm going to look up Bitcoin again. So back to the 1 minute. And so they're turning already. So is that the bottom here at this point?
A couple of equal lows, huh?
Yeah.
Well, they went to the order block.
So we got a 1, 2, 3. We drop. So the expectation would be that we'd come and take these low again. Now, Bitcoin is very tricky. They do this and they don't come down.
Yeah.
I'm expecting them to come down. A lot of times they do not do that. So the expectation is that they would do that and then go. But most of the time, not most of the time, but I've seen often enough that they don't do this. They don't take that low. So I have to be wary of that. So here's the move: 1, 2, 3, A, B, C, D, E. This is the E leg. So are we done? So it's very tricky here now, and this is where you can get messed up.
It's a
but
nice.
Go higher. Sorry. Yeah. So we do have an hourly gap that we did come into the hourly gap. Remember, I marked off that hourly gap, so you can see we did touch into it.
Yeah.
Actually, that's not true. We didn't touch into it. Let me just unlock this.
We went into the 5-minute gap.
Yeah, this gap is here actually. So yeah, because I put it on before that candle closed.
We went deeply into the 15-minute gap.
Yeah, so we do have an hourly that's still ongoing because we're not at the top of the hour yet. So, but it looks likely that should hold. So on the 15-minute, we do have a gap there. So we did come into that 15-minute gap, like you're saying right there. Okay, so mark that 15-minute gap. Okay, so on the 5-minute, we did come in touch. So that could be the low, but we could also go one more time. So do we in fact come back one more time, or do we just take off from on a pullback? So you see how it can be tricky. This is where here's another gap here. So on the 1 minute, we have a inverted gap as well on that side. So we're kind of right double there. So I'd be looking for this gap to either hold and continue up, or we go slicing through down to the next. Which one will it do? So this is where a little patience comes in, and you can take the risk when it comes, if price does drop back in, to jump in with a stop below. I wouldn't put my stop too far, because if they're going to come through, they're going to get you here anyways. So there's no point in putting your stop way down here where they'll come down and get you. So if they're coming through, but if they don't come through, then you get the move, right?
Yeah, there's a nice order block on the 1 minute. So why not just set the stop loss below that?
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
So that's Bitcoin. So a little patience here on Bitcoin. We could see what happens there. Let's go back to the NAS. So NAS has given us a 1, 2, 3 right here. And they're looking to continue pushing. So this was a quick blip here, but there is our structure. And then we're starting to push out. So this is almost like a buy opportunity here on the NAS at this point. See the S&P at the same thing, same pattern. Just put that back on, looks exact same pattern. And it looks like a nice buy opportunity on the S&P as well. So this is a reasonable play on S&P. I'm going to go back to the hourly. We still have another 15 minutes or so in this candle before it closes. So we came back into the 15-minute gap. There's a larger, that's a lower gap. There's a large 15-minute gap here that's there. So we're touching into this 5-minute gap. There's a 5-minute gap. Well, mark that one. And I had the 1-minute gap. So I'm just going to mark them just to get my bearing. Do we just go? Interesting. Decision time. Jump in, take the trade here, or do I wait for them to try for this low? This is where the seconds chart comes in really handy. We might make a run for that low.
Mm.
Yeah, it looks like they want to take the low there, Martin. Perhaps.
So we are going down in a C leg now. Would that be the C?
It's a tough one here because I do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. So this kind of says this could be the bottom, and then we got a 1, 2, and then another 1, 2. But they're looking like they want to take this low. So if they take that low, then the possibility that they could take this low as well. So if they don't take this low, then we would be heading back up. So this is very crucial at this point, if that makes any sense, what I just said. So a breach of this low is the crucial telltale sign here. So I've got that. So I'm looking at sweep here, push, retrace. This is looking really good for a buy at this point. So I'm going to buy it because I like it. So I waited a little bit too long, but yeah, I like it, the move to the upside. So they're not going to take the low. So if I'm correct, then I should be able to put my stop in below the lows here. That means they wouldn't take this low again, right? If I'm wrong, they'll take the low out, and that means they're taking this low out. So that would be my risk right there. And I'm looking at Bitcoin. Well, Bitcoin has come right down into that gap. So it's a similar setup with Bitcoin. So do they come down to take out the low, which pushes them through, or do we just turn and continue up from this point, right? And right now it's saying, no, we're going to continue pushing up at this point. So again, another play here where I could jump in and put a stop here, and that would be my risk. And if I'm wrong, they're coming through to take these low, and they could take the lows, right? And that's basically all there is to it. So let me try Bitcoin as well, see. And I would put a stop loss below the low here. Even just the low of the blue candle is sufficient. So that will be my risk. And let's see if we continue going up. Otherwise, we take out the lows and come straight through. So I'd be looking to come back up to the high here. The first
gap, nice.
First low-hanging fruit. So that's a nice push right away. So that's really good sign. So I would do a partial as quickly as possible. That's what I do so that I can then lock in some profits. I can move my stop up a little tighter. This is kind of how I do it, so I don't lose. Try not to lose, right? The whole key is not to lose, right? So there's the. Let's see if we can take that high out. So my TP would be to the highs because look at my 1, 2, 3 bottom, right?
Yeah.
My 1, 2, 3 bottom is beautiful.
Wow, look at that, nice. Hey, I made some profit on Bitcoin, maybe the first time ever.
So there we go. So I could now put my stop into positive at this point if I wanted to, but you don't have to move it. I just kind of show you could do that at this point below this candle. You wouldn't expect them to come back down there, but you never know. They could come back and take it.
I recently just do that as a routine, and okay, it's nagging that they take you out, but then again, to rarely lose, that gives some gives some comfort.
And there's NAS. Making that nice move as well. So looking for low-hanging fruit, these equal highs, that's where they're heading to take them out, right? So the tough part was to decide when you're in that location just below, is this a good place to jump in? So double 1, 2, 3. It's usually a good sign that we should go. So where are we heading now? It's a question, right? 15-minute, hourly. So I know where my target is now. So I go to that high up here. A little higher than the high. There's my target. That's a reasonable target. I can move my stop up. I could basically go into positive here as well. I could get stopped out on the NAS. They could spike back down. That's certainly a possibility, but hopefully they do not. So there's a gap here. So hopefully they'll stay above that gap. So on Bitcoin, making some nice profits here. I could push my stop up a little bit into positive. So guarantee myself some profits there.
Well, it's painting a kind. Is it painting kind of a 1, 2, 3 top now on 5 minutes?
On the 5-minute
Bitcoin?
No, I wouldn't look at it that way because we're coming from down here. So if we're coming from down here, we got a 1, 2, 3, and we got this. We would want to look at 1, 2, 3 top to come down, right? We want to continue pushing up to take out the high. So anytime we have a 1, 2, 3 that starts a move, when you get here, you don't want to look at a 1, 2, 3 here to come down. Yes, you could, and you can do it on a lower time frame. You can play a little bit in here to go down, but the trajectory is to go back and take out this high. Oh, you see, they knocked me out of NAS. That's unfortunate. So you see, I took the chance of putting my stop. Let me go back down to NAS. I put my stop into positive, and I see they sometimes spike it. So yeah. So just a bit too tight with my stop. That's the risk you take doing that. And they could do the same thing on Bitcoin as well. So you can always jump back in. That's the beauty. So I made some profits, and so it's all good. But you take that risk when you put a stop in, when you move your stop. So could always jump back in again because we're still when I talk about the train, we're in the train station. This is a train station in here, train station. So once the train starts to move, you don't get very many opportunities to get back in. So this might be the only opportunity you get to get back in, and then it's going to go. So if I was going to jump back in, this would be a good opportunity to jump back in again. Otherwise, you're totally wrong, and they're coming down to take everybody out, right? So that's also a possibility, right? Because we're still inside a choppy area, right? So they can do that. There's a lot of liquidity sitting here. So this kind of pullback sometimes is disconcerting because they can easily take these guys out. But it looks pretty good that it should continue at this point.
Concerning Bitcoin, is there a schedule to trading Bitcoin with algos and micros and things like that? I
don't look at Bitcoin in that way, like I do the NAS. Yeah, no. I don't look at algos and things like that for it. I just trade it based on the 1, 2, 3 primarily. Yeah. So yeah, I don't see it really reacting that way like how the NAS does.
So you're trading Bitcoin even in the Asian session without any?
Yeah, I just trade it any time of the day. I'm not worrying about any specific times, or it's just if I see a 1, 2, 3, I'm in essentially, right? If I see a viable 1, 2, 3. So here's 10 o'clock to this morning, and this is when the algo is supposed to be kicking in, and there's not much going on here. Right. So finally, here at 10:35, we come down, we sweep these lows, and then we move back up and catch a quick one. I mean, this is very brief. So we're now in 10:45, 10. Yeah. So in a macro time, 10:50, we're getting a move here, but I don't know if that's relevant to the macro or if it's just a 1, 2, 3 that's propelling it. Or we're still inside the algo, which still goes to 11. You know what I mean? So it could be based on the algo and the macro and everything like that. But for me, it's still just a 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So this might be an instrument to trade off schedule if I don't manage to sit at the.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can certainly look at those times because 10 minutes to every hour, we get moves, right? So there's a supposedly macro running 10 minutes to every hour. So it is a possibility that that's the case. So here is we're now at a new hour, and so at 10 minutes to 9 here. 10 minutes to noon, the macro kicked in. So here it is here's 10 minutes to.
Okay.
Right here. So this was, you could say, this was a macro move, right?
Okay. Yeah.
You could construe it as that, but I'm also looking at it as a 1, 2, 3 and taking that move, right? You see? So ICT's theory that there's a macro that's running at specific time holds, yes, but my 1, 2, 3 and our 1, 2, 3 and the subsequent move back into the third point area also is holding lots of water, right, to catch this move. So which one is there really a macro? I don't know. I can't positively say yes. I can't definitively say yes or no. Is there an algo? I can't definitively say yes or no, but it looks pretty good that there is, because it seems to do these things at that specific time each day.
Plus, the Bitcoin charts, they seem to paint a lot of fair value gaps, which kind of are respected.
Yeah, are totally respected. So in that sense, those work. Yeah. So yeah, I cannot argue against Mr. Huddleston's concepts and theories and so forth. So you can see NAS is not really doing much. It's trying to get out of there, but it's struggling. So we're kind of in a funk with the NAS. So thought that would be a good move and we just continue going. But you see, they pulled back, took me out within the stop. And so do I want to jump back in? Maybe not, right? It might be a choppy area that I could get myself in trouble in. But the pullback always sometimes tells you a lot of what's going on. You know, they're struggling now to get out. Where the difference with Bitcoin is we had that big strong move. Now we're struggling a little bit, yes, but this is what we would expect at this point. After breaking that high, we could come back a little bit and continue. So I could get stopped out here in Bitcoin as well. That's totally possible here. We do have a gap here on the 1 minute. So it looks like they might take me out. Chopping around a bit here. But I don't mind, you know, if they stop me out at this point, it's fine. I got nice profits. I took partial, got nice profits still here. So even if I get taken out, it's fine. But if I don't, then it's bonus because I can continue straight up to target. But it looks like I'm going to be dead in the water here. So with this gap, if it doesn't hold, and it didn't. So there's another gap below. And see how they just wicked into it. It's so wicked. They just wick into that little gap right there. That's it. So again, I can always jump back in if
and still some 2400 are kind of consolation.
Yeah. So there we go. So if I go back up to the 5, yeah, it's on the 5. We're still in a choppy area. So there's no guarantee that yes, we're going to go straight out and all that, right? Once you understand this structure, it's possible that they could do this and come back down, take these guys out before they go. So there's no guarantee here that this is just going to go out. You know?
On the 15 minute, it looks like it did a 5-way up and is in an ABC kind of thing.
Yes, so on the 15 minute, it's really nice, right? We started off with a low here, and then so you can see in this leg we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the pullback, and then we had another 1, 2, and then this big move. So we're just in the 4th wave. So that's why I say we could come back down and take out these lows here before we go. So we're in a choppy area. So you have to be able to understand and discern that. Otherwise, that's how you get totally destroyed. We're in a very choppy area. They've come back down quite a bit now. See that into that gap. So it's a totally different ball game now once they come back into this area. So now we have this leg. So here's something interesting. This leg here, from this high to this low, there's 50% of that move. And then this leg from this high to this low, there's 50% of that move. So we've gone below 50% of this leg. We're in discount, which is good. So it would be a good buy opportunity to go back up. Yes, in this leg here, we're right at 50% now. So it's again another good area for us to turn around and go back up. So if we get a fractal here, this will be a good buy opportunity. And the only problem is because we know that we're in a choppy area and that it's possible for them to come down and take you out, you take a risk by jumping in again at this point. So they could take you out here. That's possible. So I've got a 1. So let me just.
Oh, it's bouncing from a 1 minute gap.
Yes. So now the thing is, I've got a 1, 2, 3 here. So since I have a 1, 2, 3 here, and I drop, You see? We could do this and we could still come down one more time, take this low out.
Very plausible, yeah. As it
See?
just,
So this is where it's very difficult, very tricky to teach this, because you have to be able to discern this. This is how they manipulate everyone. And it's very difficult for me to say to you, oh yeah, this is, we got a 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'm going to jump in and go. That's great. That worked. But now you get this pullback. Now what? Right? Do you jump in again now and go? You could, but you take a risk because you have a 1, 2, 3 here. So we could come back one more time, take out this low again. Because what's happening here is that the people are jumping in to go long. And so they can push this back up to make it look pretty good. And then they can take you out. So that gives us our structure here. And now we would look for a 1, 2, 3 to go back up, especially if they don't take this low. If they take that low, then it's a different ball game. So everything changes. You see how it's tricky. You remember yesterday I posted, I don't know if you saw what I posted in the chat there, but let's see, it's 9. Wait, so I'll go another few minutes here, but because we were having technical difficulties this morning, I opted to restart the YouTube session. So I just wanted to show you yesterday, I posted in the chat here. Where'd it go? Find this again. Here's the chat from yesterday. Okay, so I'm going to make this bigger. Let's go back maybe live yesterday. Okay, so yesterday, I posted this chart, and let's go bigger. Yeah. Okay, so I jumped into, this was what am I? This is the NAS, I believe. Yeah, this is the NAS 21,000. So I posted this chart because yesterday we chopped up and down in here, and that we were looking for. Remember, I was saying we had a 1, 2, 3 up here, and we were looking for. I was looking for price to come down and take out this low, right? And we think that it's going to do it like right away, but this took 5 hours to do. 5 hours, and it finally did do it. But I caught it up here because I have a 1, 2, 3 over here. So when we drop, I'm expecting them to take this low out, and I'm expecting them to do it right away. But they said, no, we don't want to do it right away.
You could count an E leg and a 1, 2, 3 top new one there, couldn't you? A, B, C, D, E. Well, in hindsight, you find the E leg as the top.
In this chart here?
Yeah.
So when they dropped it, so again, I had a 1, 2, 3 up here. They drop it down here, so they chop it up. So that's A, B, C, and then D, something like that, and then or D here, and then this whole move is an E leg.
That's the E, yeah.
In essence, right? So they're really manipulative, and so when you're in here, it looks like, okay, we're done here, and this is it. We're going to come down, and I'm selling and everything. I'm making profits in here. But they're not taking it down. So you kind of you start to second guess yourself. See, you start to wonder, okay, am I wrong here? Like, what's going on? Why are they not dropping this thing? Are they heading to the upside? So they push it to the upside to entice everybody, induce everybody to go long. And it's beautiful the way they do it, because everybody thinks that, oh yeah, this is heading up for sure, right? They're taking out the highs and got higher lows, and so everybody is tricked into going long. Then they're all sitting ducks now, you see, because they make the 1, 2, 3 here. They didn't violate this 1, 2, 3 over here, which is the controlling, and we make the 1, 2, 3. So I saw this eventually around just after midday. See that? Right around 12:05, I saw this move and I thought, okay, finally. So I jumped in and caught this move down all the way to target and below. So it's just super tricky what they do, and it's so there. That was the move, and I was trying to explain to everybody when we were trading on 1 minute chart, we're expecting price to move immediately or quickly to our expected target, but this may not occur for some time, and this is one of those times, and so I said wave 3 target hit as expected from the open at 9:30 a.m. Eastern. It took 5 hours to do it. So it did go through my target. See that? My target was there. It did go through and hit target, but it took 5 hours, but it took, and this is on the 5 minute chart, 5, 10, 15 minutes to do that drop. 5 hours to play out, but 15 minutes to make it to target. So that's what's really, really difficult to make everyone understand what's really going on in the charts. So I see a 1, 2, 3 like this here, for instance. This is almost exactly the same thing that I'm talking about. We see this drop. So the expectation is that they're going to take this low out. So if the expectation is that they're going to take this low out, when price moves up, we're looking for 1, 2, 3 to come back down to take that low out. However, they can take a long time to do that. They can mess you up in here. So they're chopping it up and down. So we could come down, take out this low, take out this low, and they could still go back up again. You see? So there's no guarantee that, yes, they're going to come down straight away and do that. And this is what's tricky. And I could even be totally wrong, and they don't even come back down at all. They just continue going up, and taking out. If they take this high, then I know that, okay, something is not right, and we're heading to the upside. So this is kind of how you have to gauge it, but it's very difficult, they say. Tricky kid stuff. So you see they're pushing back up, looking like they want to go up and take out that high. Let's see what NAS is doing. So NAS hasn't really done anything in here. They did push back up quite nicely here on the NAS, eh? So they did break those highs. See, I thought right away that we would get to those highs and get through, no problem, but they pulled back quite substantially, and then off they go again. So it could have bought it again. So it looks like the Bitcoin might continue here without creating a fifth wave here. So this means that this is just an ABC correction. So I'm talking the Elliott wave here. So that means that there are 5 waves in here, and we're done. And then we're heading back out. If we break that level, that's it. We're more than likely heading to the upside. So this would have been a good buy at this point here. But I'm hesitant to buy it, even though I see that nice move, I'm hesitant to buy because I've got a 1, 2, 3 here. Does that make sense? Yeah. If you keep that in mind. But we know that this guy also is a 1, 2, 3. So which one is in control, right? So that's the dilemma that you're faced with most of the time. So what I like to do is to go up to the higher time frame, like the hourly. The hourly is really good because you can quickly see what's kind of going on, especially because we're playing on the lower time frame. So you don't need to go much higher than the hourly, and you can look at the current candle, and it tells you a story. So the previous candle. We opened and then we went up and came all the way down. We closed back inside. So we closed back inside this candle, which is kind of interesting. So we would kind of expect it's a spinning top, right? So it's neutral. So that means we're in a something like that. So this candle, this current candle, it's difficult because we could go either way. down or up based on this middle candle. But we know that the trajectory is to the upside, so we would expect more a move to the upside rather than a move to the downside. But they can do the downside move first before they go to the upside. You get what I'm saying? So this makes it very difficult. And so yeah, so they open this candle and they wick it down, and now they're pushing back up. So if they're pushing back up, they're going to go to take out the high, and that's what they're doing. So that's what I would, if I was a betting man, I would say that's what they're going to do. They're going to go up to take out the high of the previous hourly candle. So I mark that high, and I drop back down to the 1 minute. And they're heading up to that high. So.
Oh, you're still on.
Yes, we are. We, because we had the technical difficulties there.
Yeah, we certainly did.
Yeah, I thought we'd restart and try again, and so we just came on and caught some moves in Bitcoin and Nasdaq here. A couple good nice plays. Caught this 1, 2, 3 bottom here to the upside on Bitcoin.
Nice.
So now we had a pullback, and I'm just going over the dilemma that we were faced here with. But it looks like this 1, 2, 3 is intact now, and we are pushing. So an opportunity for a buy here to continue going up is evident now. So you see how, so a little patience and this can work out. So mark that gap. We're coming back into the gap. So this would be a good buy opportunity on Bitcoin. So I can either wait for a fractal or just buy it right there. So I'll just buy it right there because we came back into that gap, and this is about the 50% retrace area. That's a 1, 2, 3. The 2, 1, 2, 3. They could take this low. They could take this low here. We'll see if they do.
Nasdaq is doing the same thing it was doing earlier. It's in a wave 4 again.
Yeah, the NAS I got in, and they where were we? Yeah, I got in on the
4, 5, and then
got in on this 1, 2, 3 here on the NAS. We came up, and they came back and they stopped me out underneath that. So then they come back in again. So this would have been another buy right there, but I decided not to take it at that point because I didn't know if they were going to just, and they still are kind of.
Oh, we're in choppy. A wave 4 right now.
Yeah, it's all choppiness there.
What's interesting is, Lennox, is that this morning we were down at the bottom of the volume profile, and currently we're at the top of the profile, but and we're way above the high made at 10 o'clock by 100 and roughly 130. No. Yeah, roughly 130 pips. Handles, I mean.
So really, with what happened this morning with NAS, we should have been in and out of our trades right from the open and done by 7 o'clock.
Yeah. Well,
that
actually,
was.
Yeah, but that was a kind of a tough trade right at the 12 o'clock area.
Yeah, we should have been done.
I mean, 9:30 area.
Right there. That was the move, the first move, and that was it. You're done trading for the day at that point.
Yeah.
I was looking for them to drop it one more time, and that was my mistake there. So, and then give us that move, but sometimes that just doesn't occur for you. So. So pretty choppy stuff there on the NAS right now.
Oh yeah. Good old wave 4.
Okay, so I'll go another 8 minutes and we'll call it a morning.
Did you figure out what was going on with this morning?
I just restarted everything.
Okay.
It's very, very odd behavior. I'm not sure what transpired there. There are a number of steps I have to go through, so I might have put step 3 before step 2 type of thing or something. I'm not familiar with it as much as Vic is. So that might have caused my problem there. Okay, let me go back to Bitcoin, see what's going on. Okay, so they are pulling back quite a bit here, and I didn't put a stop in. So, okay, so we've got this gap here. Move this gap over. So I'm liking this to add to my position. So they did come down, take out the middle candle low, and we could take this low out as well. They're looking like they want to take that low. So hoping they do not, and we just continue up.
I'm looking at my 10-minute Heikin-Ashi chart, and you could get in at 1050, and you would get out only possibly at 1140. Nice up move. And that was after all of the consolidation move.
Here's my TP up to the highs. So looking pretty good that we should push to the upside to take those highs. So Bitcoin made new highs today. Highest it's ever been. So it might be a good sign. We could get, of course, some consolidation and pullbacks at this level because we broke the high. So we shall see. It'd be nice to see it just streak through and continue going higher and higher. I have a target of 180,000 on Bitcoin, so we'll see. Okay, so we're starting to get a push out. That's nice. So this gap is holding.
Much more slowly pushing up on MSTR.
Yeah, I hold MicroStrategy stock. Yeah, they're coming up to new all-time highs as well. If I go to the monthly, the all-time high for MicroStrategy was 550, so we're 425 right now. So
yeah,
that's where they're heading to take out those all-time highs. So looking good for them. Okay, I'm getting quite a nice move on Bitcoin here, so I'm going to take some profits off. Take a little something off here. Okay. So that's a nice move on Bitcoin. So again, taking a risk, jumping in because they could take this low here as well, but they did not, which was great. But they did take this one. But it still gives us a nice 1 2 1 2, and now we get the push out. So look at how quickly they come back in. So good thing to take a little profit off at that point. Let's see if we can get a gap.
I got a question slightly off topic concerning the MT4 platform.
Mm-hmm.
When I check the account history tab, all the account history comes completely jumbled. I can't even. There is no order. Is there some trick to get it into a schedule which I can?
I'm not sure about that.
Maybe you should just restart the whole
restart
thing.
it, I would think, perhaps.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
If not, you have to contact them, but
Oh my, they've dropped back quite a bit. I was just gonna say I should be able to put my stop under this low here and I'd be okay, but they came back and took those guys out. Wow. So very mean,
Yeah.
with a very wicked move to take people out. And then we should be able to continue now and push up again. But yeah, the wicks are just wickedness. And so anyone hiding under there, they come all the way back down after they're making that nice move and take you out. You know, so I thought for a moment there, okay, let me just hide my stop there, and good thing I did not, because that's why most of the time I don't put my stop in. Although I wouldn't not recommend that you don't put a stop in, but there's hardly a place that's not safe. Or sorry, that's safe. That's hardly a place that's safe for a stop. Very difficult sometimes to pinpoint where safe is for stops, because all it takes is a wick and they can take you out. So last Monday, I told you guys I hit 3 million in my account.
Mm.
And I've in 1 week I've made 281,000 now. So I'm up 3,281,000.
Nice.
So yeah, it's quite the profit going here. So
The tax
rocking
man
along.
must like you a lot.
Hmm?
The tax man must like you a lot.
I don't like the tax man.
Ah. Well, how about moving to Dubai?
No taxes?
No taxes.
I could move to Alberta here in Canada, and there are no taxes there either.
Oh, interesting.
No federal, at least no provincial. What is it? I don't know if it's no provincial taxes anyway. It's just always federal taxes, of course.
Well, you have your coveted warm weather in Dubai for sure.
That sounds good.
And
All
you
right,
get
right.
yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
No, sorry. You would get an investor's visa to stay there whatever time you like, without the need to be on location. So I think they just require you to stay 3 times a year for 72 hours. Still, you're considered a resident and can roam the world wherever you like.
That sounds pretty good.
Uh-huh.
The NAS
All
was
right,
taking
we're
a
at
long
half
time.
past the hour, so I'll call it a day.
Well, thank you.
Been an interesting one. Sorry for all the technical difficulties there for the YouTubers. My apologies. And again, we're the 1, 2, 3 traders. We just simply look for our model, which is a 1, 2, 3 bottom or 1, 2, 3 top, and we mark it off as 1, 2, and 3. Just going to go over that again. We do this here for educational purposes only. We don't expect anyone to take our trades. We look for a retracement between points 1 and points 2 back to the 50% area. I say area because it is just an area. And we look for an entry to take us up to the 1.618 Fibonacci extension area. And that's our model. Simple as that. Simple concept, but of course you can see it's not an easy thing to do. So, all right, so I'm getting a nice push out, so I can move my stop into positive at least and let this thing go now. All right, so on that note, I will say au revoir. I'll see if I'll
Thank you,
make,
Lennox. Take care.
yes,
Thank you.
no problem. See if I'll make target here before too long. All right, gentlemen, have a great rest of the day.
Thank you. Thanks,
And
George. Thanks, Lennox. Bye-bye.
All right, take care, Martin. See you tomorrow. Thanks, George.
Yeah.